I'm going to get started lying down. If you have blocks, go ahead and use them today. We'll be using them. And if you don't have a block, use like a book of some kind. So we'll start lying down. Have the blocks near you so they're easy for you to pick up. And as you're lying down, you can choose to keep your eyes open or closed. And take 3 easy breaths in and out through your nose. You can feel the belly and the chest rise and fall with each breath. Allow your eyes to soften a little bit and allow your jaw to soften. Okay. Now hold your block in your hand. As you hold your block or a book in your hand, attempt to keep your palms rooted, but keep your fingers from holding the block. And reach the block up to the ceiling with straight elbows. Press into your feet and lift your hips toward the ceiling as you reach your block overhead towards the floor. You might feel a little bit of a stretch down the side of your body, but really the intended benefit is to feel the back of your legs doing some good work for you. Then lower your hips. Ooh. Reach the block overhead. And just scoot that over there. And lift your hips, bring the block overhead, lower back down. We'll do it a couple more times. And reach the block up, lift the hips, and then lower back down. One more time as you lift your hips, bring the block overhead. And this time keep your block on the floor overhead as you lower your spine down one bit at a time, feeling the upper back, mid back. You'll have to tip your pelvis slightly to lower the low back toward the mat, the low back, the sacrum, and then towards the tailbone. Then lift the block up again. We're just going to do that one more time. You can lift the back of your hips, reach the block overhead, and then slowly lower on down, moving upper back, mid back, lower back, lower back, sacrum, and then reach the block above you. And put the block to the side for now. And feel the parts of your spine that are touching the mat. So purposefully engage or purposefully feeling the upper back, mid back, and low back sacrum on the mat. Bring your right knee into your chest and hug your knee in as much as you can this morning without affecting the positioning of your spine. And try to keep your right knee, your right hip exactly where it is without your hands. So engage the front of your right hip and maybe even the left heel into the mat. Engage the lower belly as you bring your hands away from the right leg. Notice what's engaging. Remember that. Hold your knee in again. We're just going to do that one more time. Maybe hug the knee in a little bit more. You might sense more availability. Keep it there. Engage in that. No hands. And then wrap your hand again. Keep that and see if you can straighten your left leg out in front of you. Again, just without your back changing much, your spine changing much. Feeling the stability. And then bend your left leg, set your right foot to the mat. Typically in between sides, I like to pause and feel. and sense what's going on, how the right leg feels, how the left leg feels, how the right chest and back feel compared to the left. And we're going to continue. Bring your left knee into your chest. Get a nice hug. And then keep your left leg there. Feel the front of the left hip and the right heel start to engage as you release your hands. And then hug your knee in a little bit more. Maybe it's just a little. Keep the engagement there. I'm feeling a little bit more in my low belly now as I release the hands from my knee. And then I'm going to hug in a little bit more. And then reach my right leg forward. Reach your right leg forward. And then bend your right leg again. Lower your left foot to your mat. And then let's come up to a seat. And in your seat, you're welcome to sit on your block. Rotate, so to bring your right hand to the left knee, and your left hand can just tap the floor behind you. Feel the breath, feel the back of your ribs slightly expand with your breath. And we'll come back through center. Tap your left hand to the right knee. Right hand just taps the floor behind you. And come back to center. Now lower the left fingertips to the mat as you lift your right arm up and over for a side bend. Attempt to keep both of your hips on the block or the floor and evenly. And then lift back up. Bring your right fingertips to the floor. Reach your left arm up and over. Getting all this good stretch on the left side and come back up to center. Okay, let's come to tabletop. And in tabletop, let's take cat-cow. So as you round your spine, start from the low back, start from the pelvis, low back, mid back, upper back, and then lower your chin towards your chest. And from the low back again, start to untuck, moving into more of a back bend, I suppose, toward cow pose. And we'll just do that one more time, exhaling into cat, moving one bit at a time, one bit of your spine at a time. And then tipping your tailbone up, lengthen your belly, gently push the floor away as you extend your spine. Then neutral. So you find somewhere in the middle where you're not really in cow or in cat, somewhere in the middle. Make both arms and both legs like pillars, like really steady as you reach your left leg back and reach your right arm forward, balancing tabletop. I really like this variation of tabletop. Feels very strong. It's a great way to start a practice. There's lots of ways to play in this, but we will keep going. Lower your right hand, lower your left knee. Switch, reach your right leg back and reach your left arm forward. If this feels like it's wobbly, then you could lower the fingertips or the right toes down. But if this feels like a good space for you to feel balanced, then stay here. And lower your left hand and the right knee to the mat. Now go ahead and grab your blocks and place them underneath your hands for some little lift from the ground. I'm actually going to bring mine onto the taller settings, and use the left hip, step your left foot forward, And then reach your left arm up, both arms up to the ceiling for a low lunge. And then lower your hands. Step the left knee back towards the mat and step the right knee forward, right foot forward, and then lift both arms. That low lunge. And lower both hands to your blocks and step your left foot forward, fold at the front of the mat. Press through the heels as you reach up to the ceiling. And then hands can move to your heart. Reach up to the ceiling. And side bend over to your right. And come back up. Side bend over to your left. It's so funny, I'm so used to mirroring that I'm saying the wrong side. And come back up and bring your palms to your heart. Thank you for joining me for a slow flow this Monday morning.